Behind the healthy glow and worldwide fame of blueberries, there is a danger that almost no one mentions, and it could be harming your health right now. This fruit, celebrated by scientists as one of the most protective foods on the planet, can turn into a silent trap when combined with the wrong ingredients. Blueberries contain anthocyanins, antioxidant compounds that can reduce inflammation, protect blood vessels, and keep the mind sharp. But what many people don't know is that 3 very common foods, consumed every day by millions of people over the age of 60, have the power to neutralize these benefits and even cause adverse effects in the body. This happens because of a phenomenon called food interaction, when nutrients and compounds in one food change their behavior when they come into contact with another. In the case of blueberries, these interactions can block the absorption of antioxidants or generate inflammatory reactions that accelerate aging. The most alarming thing is that these villains are neither rare nor expensive. On the contrary, they are in your cupboard, in your refrigerator, and often on your plate before your coffee has even cooled down. Today, you will learn about each of these 3 saboteurs, understand why they become dangerous, especially after age 60, and discover how to eliminate them from your routine without giving up blueberries. If you believe that the right information at the right time can transform lives, like this post now so that more people receive this alert. And get ready, the first villain is sweet, seemingly harmless, but has a devastating effect on the body. It is present in more than 70% of breakfasts, often hidden in recipes that seem healthy. It can be in your yogurt, your cereal, your homemade cake, or even mixed into your tea. We're talking about added sugars, and that includes everything from refined sugar to industrialized honey, syrups, and artificial sweeteners with a glycemic effect. The problem starts with how the body reacts. When sugar enters the bloodstream, it causes rapid spikes in glucose. This triggers a cascade of events: increased insulin, greater oxidative stress, and inflammation at the cellular level. These processes alone accelerate aging, impair circulation, and overload vital organs. But here's the critical point. The anthocyanins in blueberries, the compounds that fight free radicals, need to circulate freely to work. In an environment with excess glucose, they are quickly occupied fighting the damage caused by sugar, losing their strength for other protective functions. It's like sending a firefighter to put out a fire in the kitchen when there's a whole building in need of help. And don't be fooled into thinking that honey or brown sugar are harmless. Although they contain minerals and natural compounds, their glycemic impact remains high, and for those over 60, insulin sensitivity is lower, which makes the effect even more harmful. Therefore, combining blueberries with foods high in added sugars, especially in the morning, can turn a healthy breakfast into a silent trigger for inflammation. And the most curious thing? The second villain on this list doesn't taste sweet. It's creamy, comforting, considered nutritious by many people, but it hides a chemical effect that can directly block the absorption of antioxidants from blueberries. It is on the plates of millions of people every day, often with the best of intentions. It is served plain, mixed into smoothies, poured over fruit, or used to add substance to breakfast. I'm talking about processed whole milk products such as boxed milk, sweetened yogurt, cream, and ultra-processed cheeses. The problem isn't simply the fat or calories. It's what happens when milk proteins, especially casein, come into contact with the anthocyanins in blueberries. Studies show that these proteins can chemically bind to antioxidants, forming complexes that the body can't fully absorb. In other words, that serving of blueberries mixed into your creamy yogurt may have much less effect than you think. It's like wrapping a gift and then throwing it in the back of a drawer. It's there, but inaccessible. And there's an added complication for those over 60. With aging, the efficiency of digestion and absorption tends to decline. This means that any extra barrier, such as this link between protein and antioxidants, can further reduce nutritional intake. To make matters worse, processed whole milk products often contain added sugars, flavorings, and thickeners. The combination of these additives with saturated fat and milk protein creates a perfect scenario for inflammation and insulin resistance. It's important to note that not all dairy products are completely bad. There are ways to consume milk and dairy products that don't compromise the power of blueberries. But that's a detail we'll get into later when we talk about smart substitutions. Now, if sugar attacks on one side and dairy products block on the other, only one ingredient is missing to form the triple threat against blueberries. And this third villain usually hides behind colorful packaging, promises of fiber, and phrases like energy source for your day. You can easily find it on supermarket shelves, packaged in colorful boxes with images of fresh fruit and promises of energy, fiber, and well-being. It seems like the perfect companion for your blueberries, but it's just the opposite. We're talking about ultra-processed breakfast cereals, and that includes many that are sold as whole grain or fit. The problem is that behind their healthy appearance, most of these cereals are loaded with refined sugars, low-quality vegetable oils, chemical additives, and artificial flavorings. This mixture creates a rapid glycemic spike, similar to that of candy, followed by a sharp drop in energy, something that is even more taxing on the metabolism after age 60. And it doesn't stop there. These cereals often undergo industrial processes that destroy much of their natural vitamins, leaving only artificially added synthetic nutrients. The result? A food with little real value but high inflammatory potential, which overloads the digestive system and alters the gut microbiota. When combined with blueberries, ultra-processed cereals create a nutritional short-circuit. While the fruit tries to provide anti-inflammatory compounds, the cereal quickly releases glucose and bad fat into the bloodstream, forcing the body to deal with the damage first and leaving the benefits of blueberries in the background or even canceled out. This means that if you put your blueberries on a bowl of processed breakfast cereal, much of the antioxidant protection you were hoping for may simply not happen. Now that you know the three saboteurs: sugar, processed dairy, and ultra-processed cereals, it's time to understand what really happens inside the body when they meet blueberries. And believe me, their combined effect is far more destructive than the sum of each one alone. Separately, sugar, processed dairy, and ultra-processed cereals cause enough problems. But when they appear together, as they do in many breakfasts, the impact on the body is amplified dramatically. Sugar triggers spikes in glucose and insulin, fueling inflammation and oxidative stress. Processed dairy binds to anthocyanins, blocking the absorption of antioxidants from blueberries.
Ultra-processed cereals add a combination of fast-digesting carbohydrates, bad fats, and additives that destabilize metabolism. The result? The body enters a state of silent chronic inflammation. This process is insidious because it doesn't hurt or give any warning signs, but it slowly wears down blood vessels, joints, muscles, and even brain connections. It's like a small fire burning inside you every day without you noticing, until a bigger problem arises. And for those over 60, the danger is even greater. At this stage of life, the body is less able to neutralize free radicals and regenerate tissue. This means that any sabotage of antioxidant absorption not only reduces the benefits of blueberries, but also accelerates the body's natural wear and tear. A common example: you start your day with a healthy breakfast, a bowl of cereal with milk, sugar, or honey, and a serving of blueberries on top. In theory, it seems balanced. In practice, it's the perfect scenario for blueberries to fail to fulfill their protective role. But the good news is that there's a simple way to turn the tables, and you don't have to give up flavor or convenience. Small changes in your side dishes can transform breakfast from an inflammatory trigger into a medicinal meal. And that's exactly what you're about to discover: how to restore the power of blueberries while creating combinations that enhance their effects. Eliminating the three villains doesn't mean giving up the pleasure of eating. On the contrary, when you replace these ingredients with options that work in favor of blueberries, the taste remains delicious, and your health will thank you. The first step is to replace added sugars with natural, low-glycemic sweeteners, such as pure stevia or xylitol, which do not cause glucose spikes. Another option is to accustom your taste buds to the original flavor of the fruit, allowing blueberries to offer their natural sweetness without interference. Instead of processed dairy products, choose alternatives rich in good fats and without excess casein, such as unsweetened plain yogurt, homemade kefir, or additive-free plant-based beverages, especially almond, coconut, or nut milk. These options do not block anthocyanins and also provide additional nutrients. As for processed breakfast cereals, replace them with simple, whole-grain versions such as rolled oats, cooked quinoa, or homemade sugar-free granola. This way, you get the crunch and fiber without the package of harmful additives. A practical combination to start with: a base of unsweetened yogurt or almond milk, a generous serving of fresh or frozen blueberries, rolled oats, chia seeds, or flax seeds for fiber and satiety, walnuts or chestnuts for good fats and more antioxidants. With this, you transform breakfast into a real boost for the body, helping to fight inflammation, stabilize glucose, and preserve vitality. And that's just the beginning. Because when you understand which foods enhance blueberries, you open up space to create simple and delicious recipes that work in synergy with the body's natural defenses. The next step is to learn about these protective combinations and see how to put together dishes that not only preserve but multiply the power of this fruit. Now that you know which villains to avoid and how to replace them, it's time to create combinations that transform blueberries into true allies for healthy aging. The secret lies in combining ingredients that amplify the antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effect of this fruit. One of the most powerful combinations is blueberries plus good fats. Healthy fats help absorb bioactive compounds, such as anthocyanins, allowing them to circulate longer in the body and reach important tissues. Great sources are walnuts, Brazil nuts, almonds, and chia or flax seeds. Another boost comes from the polyphenol found in foods such as pure cocoa, green tea, dark grapes, and pomegranates. When combined, these compounds create a synergistic effect. One enhances the other, offering more protection to cells. Here is a simple and powerful recipe. Half a cup fresh or frozen blueberries. 1 tablespoon hydrated chia seeds. 1 tablespoon of pure cocoa powder. 200 milliliters of unsweetened almond milk. A pinch of ground cinnamon. Blend everything in a blender, and you'll have a smoothie rich in antioxidants, fiber, and nutrients that stabilize glucose and reduce inflammation. Another idea, an antioxidant morning bowl. A base of unsweetened yogurt, blueberries, strawberries, almond slivers, and a drizzle of raw honey in small amounts for those who have no restrictions. A balanced version that respects the action of anthocyanins. With choices like these, you not only maintain but multiply the benefits of blueberries, and the impact can be felt in just a few weeks. More energy, better digestion, less bloating, and even greater mental clarity. But there's a little-known trick that can further enhance this effect, and it comes from an ingredient you probably already have at home. There is a simple secret that many studies have confirmed. Combining different sources of antioxidants creates a multiplier effect much greater than consuming a single food in isolation. It's as if each bioactive compound amplifies the strength of the other, forming a more complete defense against cellular aging. In the case of blueberries, this effect is especially strong when they are consumed with foods rich in vitamin C and polyphenol. Vitamin C regenerates antioxidants already used to fight free radicals, allowing them to remain active in the body for longer. Polyphenol, on the other hand, work on different fronts, from protecting DNA to improving blood vessel health. Want a simple and powerful example? Mix blueberries with kiwi, orange, or acerola. These fruits provide a high dose of vitamin C that recycles the anthocyanins in blueberries, prolonging their protective action. Another trick is to include green tea or matcha in your day. They contain catechins, antioxidants that, when combined with anthocyanins, reinforce protection against inflammation and oxidative damage, especially in tissues such as the brain and heart. To further enhance this effect, add good fats such as walnuts, chestnuts, or extra virgin olive oil to meals that contain blueberries. This not only improves the absorption of fat-soluble compounds, but also helps maintain stable blood glucose levels. This antioxidant synergy strategy is simple to apply and can transform every meal with blueberries into an active prevention tool against common problems after age 60, such as cognitive decline, loss of muscle strength, and cardiovascular disease. And the most interesting part, you can feel a difference in your mood and mental clarity in a matter of days. But to notice these signs, there is a very useful home test, and anyone can do it. When we change our diet, it is common to expect results only from tests or the scale. But there are clear signs that the body gives, and you can identify them in the first few days without any equipment. This is what I call the morning vitality test. It works as a thermometer of the impact your food choices are having on your energy, mental clarity, and well-being. When you wake up, ask yourself, how am I feeling? If you feel energized to get up and start the day, it's a good sign that your body is responding well. How is my mind? Do you feel more focused and have sharper memory?
This indicates improved brain circulation and reduced inflammation. How is my digestion? Less bloating, heartburn, or discomfort after breakfast are signs of a balanced metabolism. How is my mood? Greater emotional stability is a direct reflection of a diet that supports healthy neurotransmitter production. Recording these observations for a few days helps create a map of your body's reactions. You'll notice what works and stay motivated to continue. And when these signs improve, it's time to go further. Not only keep blueberries free of villains, but also multiply their power by combining them with allies that enhance their action in the body. That's what we're going to look at now. When we eliminate the villains and apply the antioxidant synergy trick, blueberries are no longer just a healthy food, they become a strategic tool to protect the body against aging. The secret lies in combining foods that work together, reinforcing each other's effects. Good fats, for example, improve the absorption of anthocyanins, causing them to circulate longer and reach deep tissues, such as the brain and joints. Natural sources of vitamin C prolong the antioxidant action, allowing it to continue protecting your cells hours after a meal. Similarly, foods rich in polyphenol, such as pure cocoa, green tea, and dark grapes, work on different fronts, forming a broader protective network against inflammation and oxidative damage. When these elements are found in the same dish or meal, they create a multiplier effect, greater than the sum of each one alone. For those over 60, this strategy is not a detail, it is a necessity. Over time, the body loses some of its natural ability to neutralize free radicals and regenerate tissue. By combining blueberries with nutritional allies, you not only preserve but also enhance their effect, helping to maintain energy, clarity, and mobility. The most interesting thing is that this boost requires no extra effort, just pay attention to the side dishes you choose and how you put your meals together. It's a simple adjustment, but one with a profound and lasting impact. And to see the results, there's a very effective home method easy to do and showing, in just a few days, how your body responds to these changes. True transformation doesn't happen just when you discover what's healthy, it happens when you can apply that knowledge every day without feeling like you're sacrificing anything. That's what makes a habit last. To get started, keep it simple. Keep only ingredients that work in favor of blueberries in your pantry and refrigerator, unsweetened plant-based milks, nuts, seeds, fresh fruits, and clean whole grains like oats. When the environment makes it easy, the right choice becomes automatic. Another strategy is to plan breakfast for at least 3 days a week. Having blueberries already washed in portions of seeds or nuts separated saves time and reduces the chance of resorting to unhealthy options for convenience. And don't underestimate visual pleasure. Colorful dishes with different textures and aromas stimulate not only the appetite but also commitment to the meal. This helps create a positive emotional connection with the new routine. Finally, observe and celebrate the results. More energy, better digestion, stable mood, and mental clarity are signs that your body is responding well. When you notice the benefits, your motivation to continue increases naturally. Over time, these choices cease to be a diet and become part of who you are. And that's what ensures that the benefits of blueberries and your entire diet are reaped year after year, protecting your heart, brain, and joints. Now, to close this journey, it's time to bring together everything we've learned and leave a powerful reminder so that you and others will never see blueberries the same way again. Blueberries remain one of the most powerful gifts nature offers us, but only when we give them a chance to work without obstacles. Today, you've discovered that 3 very common villains can silently steal that power: added sugar, processed dairy, and ultra-processed cereals. You've also seen that you can turn the tables with simple substitutions, smart combinations, and the antioxidant synergy trick, multiplying the benefits of this fruit for your heart, mind, and joints. Every adjustment you make to your diet is not just about what to eat, but about how to protect your body so you can live longer with vitality, clarity, and independence. After all, aging well is not luck, it's a daily choice. Now, think about how many people you love who may still be making the mistake of putting blueberries on their plate alongside these villains. Sharing this knowledge is an act of care and prevention. If this content made sense to you, sign up to receive more valuable, science-based tips, specially designed for those who want to live longer and better after 60. Each new video is another tool to strengthen your natural defenses and protect your health. And remember, every meal is an opportunity to build or destroy. May your next spoonful of blueberries be a step toward a healthier future.